Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to Sports with KC. Today, I want to talk to y'all about the loss of another legend, marvelous Marvin Hagler. Marvin was born in 1954 in Bartlett, New Hampshire. He boxed for 14 years, one of the best middleweights in the history of boxing. His record was 62, 3-2, and out of those 62, 52 of those 62 were knockouts. Marvin was a bad motherfucker, man. One of the baddest guys that I've ever known.
Oh, he made me get into boxing, man. And I was a young boy. I didn't even know what boxing was.
Yeah, I'm telling you, one of the coldest fights, man, that I've ever seen was that Hagler and Hearns fight.
Big facts.
Off the rip, that once that bell rang, bro, they was in each other's ass.
Because both of them dudes was brawlers. They wasn't boxers. They were straight brawler, slugger types. So they was trying to take each other head the fuck off, and they hated each other too.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see that in that damn fight for sure. Hell of a fighter. I think I'm not sure. I tried to do some research and find out exactly who were the men that had defeated him. I'm sure I know that he lost to Sugar Ray Leonard, which was in '87, which made him pretty much give up boxing after that fight. And I think it was because of it was a split decision, and I think he felt like he won, and they gave it to Sugar Ray Leonard. But you know, a lot of people kind of forgot all about marvelous Marvin Hagler after that, man. But from what I understand, he carried on to become an actor over in Italy.
Oh shit! Definitely didn't know that.
Yeah. Once boxing was over, he was acting and shit over in Italy, man. But he was a legend, and he'll truly be missed in the sport of boxing.
Like a motherfucker, man. It's crazy when you say that, when you say all the fights that he had, and you look at these boxers now, like back then, the motherfuckers will fight 4, 5, 6 fights in a year. Whereas though now motherfuckers will fight twice and they can't even be ready for a while. Motherfuckers fight like twice in a year now versus back then where they was 4, 5, 6 fights in a year. They fight and then 2 months later they back in the ring.
They were fighting 15 rounds too.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. And back then they was fighting 15 rounds too.
But that's if it went to 15, because back then it was all about knocking a motherfucker out. They weren't trying to do no 15.
It sure the fuck was, bro.
Fuck all that dancing, looking pretty and showing defense. No, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. That way I could go home and sip this champagne and fuck these bitches.
I think their glove size was a little bit different too.
Yeah.
I think they were heavier.
I don't know. I want to say that they might have been a little bit lighter because there was a bunch of controversy just recently about the glove changes, and they're saying that like the smaller weight class, like a middle weight class, right? They shouldn't be wearing 16 ounce or I don't know what they currently wear, but there's been beef around it because the thought is that, yeah, you're not getting knocked out as easy, but you're taking way more punishment with the heavier glove, So it might be better to have smaller gloves that like UFC, right? Like they got like 6 ounce.
You figure though also too with these bigger gloves, it's less cuts too. Because back in the day, man, couple hits, man, you leaking like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Was he ever knocked out?
Was he ever knocked out?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was ever knocked out because, like I said, I couldn't. The only one that I could remember that had, which one of his defeats was Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, I'm not really. I can't say who the other guys were because I'm not really sure.
He definitely touched the canvas. I don't think he ever been knocked out completely. But I know that motherfucking Hearns fight. Hearns was trying his hardest to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah. They said he was knocked down once, and analysts still argue over if it was a legitimate knockdown.
Yeah, they say his knockout percentage was 78%.
That's insane.
So
that's because he was all about taking your motherfucking head off. Yep. I'm trying to get you out of here. I'm not trying to go 15. I'm trying to knock you the fuck out.
And he had a chin.
Yeah, he did. They said he had a hell of a chin.
Yeah, and stamina.
And he won Boxer of the Year in 1983 and 85.
Oh, okay.
So Hagler was the truth, man. He was the truth. And I can't remember what game it was, but I'm thinking it was Mike Tyson Punch Out, or one of them games where you had the option to get Marvelous Hagler.
I know he was. I remember when Knockout Kings came out back in. I think that was like 2000. I used to play with Hagler and be
And
knocking
he was
motherfuckers
whooping
out.
everybody's ass. I think that's
Exactly.
probably it, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was to the point where I was so good at Knockout Kings. My man, and it was funny story. My man got the game. He was knocking everybody out because ain't nobody else had a joint. I said, yo, let me hold this joint overnight. He was like, man, you talking that shit. I'll let you hold it for 2 nights. I played that bitch for 2 days straight, never lost again. That motherfucker told me, he said, I can't play with Ali. I couldn't play with Ali, nor could I play with Hagler. So it got to the point I started letting him pick who I played with and was still knocking him the fuck out.
That was a badass game. I still have the last one they did. I still play.
Fucking playing with Butterbean on that joint was like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be knocking motherfuckers out on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've watched a lot of those old ESPN classics because they used to have them on demand. Now everything's moved to like plus services and stuff like that, and they'd have those fights on there.
Yeah.
I go on YouTube all the time and looking at, boxing is one of my favorite sports.
Yeah, mine too, man. It was until the MMA, but I love MMA, man.
Right, but I don't think someone like him. I mean, it's funny too because you always hear like analysts compare current boxers to old boxers and things like, and you never hear about anybody compare someone to him.
How can you? Nobody. Yeah, there's no brawlers no more.
No.
Right. How can you?
There's no more brawlers in the game no more.
Nope.
Hagler was a brawler. He wasn't a boxer. He was a brawler. Back then, you had 2 different types. You was either the brawler or you was
a boxer.
Yep. And nowadays, you don't have no more brawlers. Everybody is all about boxing. Everybody's all about points. Nobody is trying to get a knockout no more. It's all about points now.
Mm-hmm.
Triple G was there for a minute. He was knocking motherfuckers out every go around. I think he was going for some kind of streak. I forget what it was, but he tried to. But he was still a boxer. Like he still was methodic. You know what I mean? He wasn't just going in there reckless.
Yeah.
But 66. Did they say what he died from? Just
not yet, man. Not yet. There's nothing that's been released. It was unexpected. I guess he was at home with his wife. 66 years old. Pretty good life. But we lost another great, and that was Sports with KC.
Boom!
Don't forget the ski bop sauce.
Ski bop sauce.
All right, brothers.